Hi everyone. So today I wanted to record a quick video. I initially thought that I would just keep this channel a faceless channel and not really do videos of this kind, but then I just thought, why not? So today's video is about a topic that I've addressed earlier as well, but I wanted to touch upon it in more detail. So let's get started with a quick story. Now, yesterday I did about 5 to 6 tarot readings, and strangely, all of those readings were about the same question, and that was, when will I be financially stable? When will my business take off? What is my career looking like in the next coming few months? And all of those people were in a similar kind of field, and they're basically a part of a group um, that I am also a part of. And not to my surprise, none of these people had taken any action to actually set up their business or to change their career or to move their career forward. Basically, they had just been thinking about it. They had been doing just basic things, but they hadn't really been aggressively taking any action to bring about any change. And a few of them also told me that they had asked the same question to maybe 5 or 6 other readers as well, and they'd gone to astrologers and they'd done all of that. And that is what actually triggered me to, actually make this video. So, from the title, you would think that astrology and tarot and all of these things don't work, and you should not be going to astrologers or tarot readers. And I have had some kind of revelation to stop you from doing that, but that's not the case. Um, this video is not about the tool itself. It's not about astrology and about tarot and their effectiveness, because as tools, they work. I am a tarot reader myself. I've studied astrology, and there's nothing wrong with the tools, but there is definitely something wrong in the way that we are approaching these tools and using them. Um, Coming to the first point that I wanted to make, every time you thoughtlessly go to a tarot reader or an astrologer thinking that you're going to get some breakthrough, thinking that you're going to get some magical remedy or magical answer to accomplish the things that you want to, more often than not, you're going to be disappointed. There are so many times I have a lot of my friends who go to readers or even get readings done from me, and um, they usually come back saying that, I did not um, think that this is how it's going to be, and I was hoping for something more exciting and something, really magical that they would tell me, but that doesn't happen. And a lot of times you will see astrologers and tarot readers telling you things that you probably already know, telling you things that you know you should be doing, and those things will get you results. um, why I'm saying this is that every time you go to somebody outside to get a reading for the smallest things in life, it is limiting you more than it is enabling you. And that is when it starts becoming a problem. Every time you ask somebody a question that you could have very well resolved on your own if you had just listened to what your mind was telling you, if you had just followed the guidances that you already had internally, you will not find the need to go to a tarot reader or an astrologer. To give you an example, there are so many times young students, um, go to readers and ask them how will they do in an exam, whether or not they will clear the exam, what will their marks be, will they pass or not pass. And something that you should think about it is that how is that going to help you? If somebody tells you that you're not going to clear the exam, firstly, that person may not be 100% correct. Secondly, it just adds negative beliefs in your mind. Thirdly, what are you going to do with that information? Are you going to not give your exam? Are you going to suddenly get up and change your career path? Or are you going to go and tell your parents that an astrologer has told you that you're not going to clear your exam? In a real life practical scenario, it is highly unlikely that that happens. You end up just giving your exam, but with a potentially negative mindset. So, every time you're thinking of getting a reading, make sure that you have a good enough reason to do that. Make sure that you've put in the thought, you are being mindful about it, and then you're getting a reading. Because otherwise, it's just a waste of your energy, it's a waste of the reader's energy, and it doesn't really work in the way that you would have expected it to work. Second point, your intuition. A lot of times people think firstly that intuition is something sacred, only a few people have it, and it is some magical thing, but that's not the case. It is something which is very, very real, very inbuilt in every human, and exists um, in everybody's mind and body and soul, and everybody can experience being intuitive only if you were to listen to yourself and spend time in actually looking internally rather than externally. Whenever you go to somebody else to get a reading done for the smaller things in life, when you go to somebody else to figure out a solution to your problems rather than sitting with your own self, you are killing your intuition every time, little by little. In any case, in today's modern world, our intuition is sort of limited and dampened and doused by the external stimuli that we live in. So much information is coming in, and we rarely do anything to actually stop that from happening. So it is anyway limited, and people don't experience intuition the way they can. And that is worsened further when you actively are looking for solutions outside of yourself. So, again, to reiterate, there is nothing wrong in getting a reading. I am a tarot reader. That is what I do. And I'm not telling you to not go to a reader. I'm not telling you to not go to an astrologer. That's not the point of the video. The point is to go to them when you actually need them and you can benefit from the help and advice. For the smaller things in life, for everyday issues, for um, your own personal growth and development, um, it will do you better if you just sit with yourself in silence, ask those questions, and the answers will come to you, whether it is in the form of a quote, whether it is in the form of somebody giving you the answer, whether it is in the form of you getting a thought or a dream. The answer will come to you if you just learn to listen to yourself. And that will only happen if you stop seeking answers outside through somebody else every time there's a small inconvenience. And the third and the final point is about manifestation. Now, firstly, a lot of people are confused about the way manifestation works in alignment with predictions. There are some people who say that predictions do not work at all and I can manifest everything. There are some people who say that if everything is written, how can I manifest, or what's the purpose of manifestation? Now, I personally find both of these thought processes very, very extreme. For the common, normal man, I find that these thought processes are quite extreme and they don't really help anybody in any way. The way I like to look at things and what has helped me um, find a balance is to understand and know that some things are predestined. Like through manifestation, you cannot change who you're born to. Through manifestation, you cannot change the family or house that you were born to. You can't change those things through manifestation. They are there, they are the fact of life. But that doesn't mean that everything is predestined. There are things that you have free will about, there are things that will work better for you, there are things that you can manifest, there are things that you can change. So, firstly, the point is to find a balance between these two ideologies, to know that some things are written and some things are in your control and you can change. Having said that, every time you are going to somebody to get a prediction done, you are limiting your ability to manifest. You are limiting your ability to create something in your life, because if somebody tells you that this is not something that you can do, it definitely does plant a seed of negativity in your head towards that particular goal, and limits the extent to which you can create good things in your life. So, if you are somebody who believes in manifestation, if you are somebody who likes to consciously create in your life, then going to a reader to get predictions done very frequently will affect you negatively. Now, when should you go to a reader? Since I've told you so many reasons to why not to go to a reader, what would be the correct time to go to a reader? Personally, in my experience, what I felt in my journey of giving readings as well as getting them is that whenever you are at a point in your life where you have to take a major decision or you are at a milestone, is when it's the right time to take a reading, because it acts as a guiding message for you to decide and clear the confusions that you may have in your mind. For instance, if you're going to buy a house, if you are having a child, if you are going to get married, if you're switching careers, if you are at a decision point where you need to decide which career path to take, these important junctions in your life is when a reading can really, really help you. And you can benefit from these readings in a way that it later prevents you from having to deal with a lot of problems. Even in terms of what you're trying to manifest, let's say if you wanting to change your job and you're aggressively manifesting and you just don't see any movement and it's frustrating you and you feel that if manifestation works, why aren't I getting a job tomorrow? um, in situations like these, I feel that it's good to have a balance. For instance, if I am trying to manifest a job and consciously create a job for myself, I will continue doing that. But at the same time, I might go and get a reading done to know the timeline for when I can expect it to show up in my 3D. For instance, if I'm doing my rituals, I'm affirming, I'm doing visualization, I'm journaling, I'm doing all of that, great. It's a great way to prime my mind. It's a great way to prepare for the job that is going to come in my life. But in terms of timing, if that is not something that you can control through your manifestation, astrology and tarot and these tools can help you know when is potentially the divine timing for the goal that you have to come in fruition in your life. That also kind of prepares you to not be frustrated. It kind of prepares you to ensure that you have all of the right tools to actually be ready for the job that is about to come. So this was just an example. It can work like this for many different things in your life, to find a balance between predictions as well as manifestation. So those were some few points that I wanted to make. I hope this video helped you in some way. If you're somebody who gets readings very, very frequently, I hope this acts as some sort of guidance for you to make better decisions, to look within rather than look outwards. And yeah, if you want to listen to more content like this about self help, personal growth, tarot, all of these things, then do subscribe and leave a comment if you have any ideas about what you would want me to make a video about next.